are in the Tungsten Hills, Bishop, California. Boy, the mountains are beautiful. Mount Tom and Mount Basin Mountain straight ahead of us. Four Gables a little more to the left. Another awesome view of the White Mountains. Boundary Peak on the left, highest point in Nevada. I think it's 13.6 something. And then White Mountain Peak, which is in California. Straight ahead of me, the highest point there. That's 14.2 something, I think. Here's a nice shot of Basin. This is kind of a square top mountain. Oh, there's Tom. Wow. We're off on foot. We left the TW behind a little ways. We're here at the Tungsten Blue Mine. First thing you come across is a large blade. It's about 14 feet, I think it is, in width. And it says cat right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. But that's a big blade, heavy duty, boy. Well, and it looks like it's an open mine. It looks like they've taken the top of this mountain off. I'm not sure if there's an adit or two here. It says on the map there is, but look how heavy duty this thing is. Wow. People have been shooting at it plenty of times. Here's a portal to one of the adits at the Tungsten Blue Mine. It's got a bat gate in there, so I don't want to get you too excited, but I thought we'd go take a look and see what we can see anyway. It goes dead straight back quite a ways. There's no squeezing in that one. They got her bound up tight. That's looking down at the small waste rock pile where we were just in that gated off adit. I'm standing on top of another big waste rock pile. And there's a huge cut over here. Looks like they got a big open mine. It looks like it has an adit up on the back wall of it. But you can see where they were using that blade here. They've cut the whole top of this mountain down and pushed it over the edge and taken what they wanted. So I suppose we're going to have to go look at that portal over there to see if it's gated. I'm guessing it's going to be, but you never know, do you? Let's see if we can get over there. You gotta watch out for rattlesnakes now too. It's rattlesnake season. They're coming out now. We've seen 5 so far this year. Wow, what a cut. They've made a big bowl back here. That's got to be 100 and some feet to the top of it. At least. Ravens like it. So Julie says that little portal only goes a few feet. There's a cross right in front of her. What is this? Does that say anything? No. Okay.
Oh, there are 2 of them. Go look at them. Do you see the 2?
No. Do you see them?
Yeah. They both just looked away. Now they're both looking at it.
Where are they?
You're looking at it right on. Look where I'm pointing. The 2. They're on the ledge.
Oh, I see him. There must be an owl nest there. You okay, owls? We're not going to bother you. Well, I'm standing at this portal that was in this big cut. I can't help but get a view of Mount Tom and Basin Mountain right there. Julie's standing right down here below me. There are two owls up above behind me. Boy, it doesn't get much more scenic than that if you're going to be a mine explorer. Here's this. I've already peeked in here. I don't believe it goes too far, but it is kind of an interesting stoped room. So we can go in and take a look. So this is looking straight up. There's looks like another scaffold up there of some sort. And then this is back where I came from. And then this way is an interesting room. One big stall sitting there. A lot of sparkly stuff in the walls here. So that's that. Nothing real fantastic, but kind of neat. Here I am most of the way up this hill above the cut. I got a little ways to go to get to the top. Well, we're up on top of the hill here. This is a real one of those that makes your guts tingle because it's actually undercut more than straight down. I think the owls are nesting halfway down just above that portal where the stoped room was. And as always, great views of the mountains. To the right here, this jagged ridge is called Wheeler Ridge. Julie's sitting in the poop rock. Here's a look back at the massive cut on the hill we were just standing on. Doesn't look like much from here, but you get up there, it's got to be 150 feet above that hill is above the cut. Across the little canyon here is the Jackrabbit Mine. It was named for a guy that shot a jackrabbit near there, and then they discovered the deposit somehow after that, so the name Jackrabbit stuck. That's probably the original portal to the Jackrabbit Mine. Then they made an open cut here, and here's the rest of the portal, and they add it, and it's got a deluxe bat gate on it, and it looks like it might be a shaft right away here too. I can't see. So that doesn't go very far back unless it curves. There's a little bit of a drop right here, and then there's a nice chute right there. Well, here's the top of the hill at the Jackrabbit. This is also a big open cut. Similar to the Tungsten Blue, although much smaller. And this is looking down the hill at the Jackrabbit. And across the way is the bigger Tungsten Blue. We never did go over to that little pile, did we? No. Oh, and there's another added up there. Yeah. Yep. So there's not much left of the old Jackrabbit that you can explore anyway. Well, there's a big wall up above us here, or two. Some concrete. Looks like this may be the ruins of a mill, huh? Here I am a little higher up on this deal. Had to be a mill, huh? And there's this wall up here. We better go investigate that. Pretty good sized operation, whatever it was. Well, we're up on top of this, where this big corner of this wall is. Just kind of a pad up here. I don't know what they had going on, but they flattened this area out for some reason. Well, we've been following a trail along the edge of the mountain here. And you come over to this area, it looks like an ore bin and a waste rock pile. I think this was the Little Sister mine. So here we are on the other side of the drainage. We took that road over, went around. Now it looks like I'm on a waste rock pile. So I crawled through that little opening. I don't think it does much, it's just a little prospect. There's a roll of fuse spool. Some long belts, like a V-belt. And then a little cleaned out room over here. This is looking behind us. That whole thing is waste rock pile. There's this big thing here. I don't know if it's a kind of a crusher of some sort, but then it shows that there's an adit in here, which makes sense because at the end of the waste pile. But it's like trying to find the source of the Nile, with huge nettles too. Well, I hacked through the nettles and followed the trickle of water, and there's the back gate covering the portal. They've got this one concreted in pretty good. I haven't walked right up to it, but there's a black lizard. Okay, well, here's the portal. The mine is obviously flooded. Let's see if I can at least get a picture inside there, though. Well, here's the flooded mine. There's some kind of a wood door not too far back there. Well, we're not getting in that one. This water is crystal clear. I don't know how deep it is right here, but it's probably deeper than it looks. So I'm standing down below where that flooded adit was, and there's a big crusher down here. And that's where the motor would have been. Here's the flywheel and a big, like a crankshaft, I guess you would call it. And here's the actual crushing jaws, right in here. And this was the feed, I guess, coming into it, looks like, down this thing. There's also a hopper right here. Or an ore bin, I guess you could say, maybe. So that's pretty cool. Look at the size of the bolts on here. So yeah, that's like a crankshaft as this would spin. We pull up on this. Right? And push the jaw forward. This is the movable jaw here. Pretty cool. Alright, let's get out of here. Back into the jungle areas. Well, this is the way we got to go back, unless we want to go back across on our road over there. What do you want to do? You want to go through the jungle? I bet we can get through there.
Going that one?
I think the road comes up here a little ways. Let's go find the road down here. Wow, what a jungle. You put a little water out here and this is what happens. We've had an onslaught of ants, a few mosquitoes. Oh yeah, that way we can't go. We gotta go this way. Yeah, I thought the road came over here. There's the road.
Made it.
That's good. The road's a good thing in this case. Boy, that's thick, isn't it?
Yeah.
You could get stuck in there. Yeah, you couldn't go straight through here. It's just, it's that thick of brush. I don't know, I guess those are willows for the most part, aren't they? The birds like it. The ants definitely like it.
Yeah, the ants are big fans.
Ants are a big fan of that area. We both had them crawling all over us, biting, and yeah, it's amazing what the water can do. All that brush and the cottonwoods and the willows and whatever else this brush is. This is almost like a sage, isn't it? Yeah, that's sage, I think. So all that stuff's loving that little bit of water. Up here on the left is where this mill was. This is below that area where the big wall is and what appears to be a mill or something, but there aren't any tailings around if it was a mill. Some deer over there. What a view. Julie's off mine hunting. Well, I'm standing on top of a fairly substantial waste pile. Goes over this way a ways too. This is the Little Shot?
Yeah.
So this is the Little Shot mine. I believe it's a tungsten mine. We're in the Tungsten Hills. They've got a bat gate on here I can see from here, but maybe we can go shine in there and take a peek and see what we do see. They're not fooling around with these bat gates up here. There's also a shaft up there with a huge elaborate cover for it, security cover, so you can't get in there. I've never seen one that big. It looks like it would be really expensive. Okay, let's crawl in here and see what we have. It's a very narrow one. So it turns right away. I'm certain that it goes much further than what we're seeing because there's that shaft not far back here. So not much to see there. And like I said, these bat gates are something special. Boy, they do not want you getting in these things. I think you could possibly get in it if you had a ram on the end of a tank. So that's looking down the incline shaft. It looks like it's kind of collapsed in down towards the bottom, and there's no real ladder. At least we get a look down there. So that's a look at the Little Shot mine. It looks like they've taken the top of this hill off too, a little open cut there, strip. And that's it, an incline shaft, and then at it all sealed up. We're walking down the road from the Little Shot mine down towards the other mine down here, which is what, Julie?
The Western. I can't remember.
Western, and one more. There's supposed to be two down here. I see a large building down there, although it doesn't really look like a mining building, but could be. And there's lots of different activity going on all around in here. Round Valley Mine and the Western Mine. Here are some footings for something. Probably a compressor and a generator and the usual stuff. A more modern building over there, looks like from the, oh, I don't know, 60s maybe? I suppose we better go take a look, see what's going on down here. Yeah, and then there's more stuff up here, wall, and some miscellaneous debris over that way. Here's the door to the attic. They're really not fooling around with this. They've blocked it and cemented it around the perimeter. There's a steel door that used to have a couple of lock cups there, but they've scrapped that and they've actually welded it right on there. That's looking back towards that attic that was welded shut. Julie and I are standing on top of this waste pile, which is pretty massive. Very big. It also looks like there was a mill, because that looks like tailings to me, the light colored stuff. And that also looks like tailings over there, possibly. And then the building. Doesn't look like the building has much going on, except people are stealing the roofing off it. Well, here's a little bit of an attic. It's got a back gate I'm standing in front of. It probably goes one way or the other. But that's all we can see from here. Here's the big pile of core drillings. I'm guessing they were probably housed in this building, which people have pretty much shot up. And or graffitied up. Climbing the hill back up from the Round Valley Mine that was down the hole there. Probably a 1,000-foot climb by the time we get back to where we parked our bike. But the views are nice. And there's a little breeze coming off the valley ahead of us.